According to police, a notorious 86-year-old jewel thief strikes again. Her name is actually Doris Payne. There was a documentary about her life back in 2013. It was called The Life and Crimes of Doris Payne. A lot of people love her. They celebrate her. She began stealing in the 1970s. She said one of the first times what she stole back then was a $2,000 diamond necklace, and she slipped it into her pocket. She also told AP she realized a simple distraction could make it easy to slip out with a fancy trinket in hand after a friendly store owner let her try on watches as a child and then forgot that she had the jewelry on. So I guess she had started, I mean, she's 86 years old, so she must have, 1970s doesn't seem legit. It seems like that she began stealing at when she was a kid.
In the 50s.
When she was a little kid. This is crazy. So also, she, according to the authorities, they said that she has used at least 22 aliases over the years. They also said that she's probably gotten away more often than she was caught. However, she has done a few stints in prison. And the Jewelers Security Alliance, which is an industry trade group, they sent out bulletins as early as the 1970s warning like the different retailers about her and authorities about her. That's how notorious she is. Now, the reason, if you go on Twitter and if you put in the hashtag Doris Payne, you'll see that so many people, she almost has like a fan club. And they cite her being like so demure. And she says that she did this to support herself. She grew up very poor. And let me read to you what she recently told the Associated Press. She recently told AP, quote, "I don't dictate what happens when I walk in the store. The people in charge dictate what happens with me when I walk in the store. I don't tell a person in the store I want to see something that costs 10 grand. They make those decisions based on how I present myself and how I look." Thoughts, 5 words or less.
Grandma's got the goods.
Smooth criminal.
No pain, no gain?
So it's their fault. I love how she just pins it on it's your fault.
Right.
It's not my fault. You're the one that gave me the $10,000
behavior.
necklace. Here you go.
No
Your
accountability whatsoever.
None.
But I'm living for it because if you see her picture, first of all, audience, this is just a clear as day testament to black don't crack because she's 86
So
years old,
good.
still killing it. And she's just like, look.
She's fancy.
Fancy, like hair slicked back. Done. And again, that was the best part of the whole story was I don't tell them. I don't go in there and say, give me a $5,000 ring. I go in there looking fly. I'm sorry, fly means beautiful, amazing, gorgeous. And they give me the product. I mean, that's what you call a boss bitch.
Why are people giving her a free pass? I know that she's demure.
She's old.
I know that she's 86.
She's old.
And she owns it. Is it simply because she's old and she owns it or just because she's old?
I was sort of gut checking about this. I think partly it's because she's old. I think also I don't feel bad for jewelry being stolen.
Well, you have to. I mean, because what if it's like a mom and I mean, I own
it's
a
a
business.
moral
If it's a
thing.
what if it's a mom and pop shop? That
Like
can
Macy's.
completely. Well, no,
I'm thinking like if it's like at a Macy's or a big jewelry corporation, I don't
even if
feel
it's a
bad.
big jewelry corporation, they still have to beat their lines, and then it falls on the employee. It's not right.
Yeah.
And
No, it's
Lock her
not.
up. I say lock her up.
No, she's
Put
too
her in
old
jail.
to be
No,
locked up.
Put her in jail.
No.
Put her in jail.
No.
She's breaking the law.
But I just don't like that reasoning of like, oh, I don't feel bad because you're stealing from like a big store. It still affects people.
And
It does. It does.
I'm
It
with
does
Sam.
affect people.
Take
People.
all old people and put them in jail.
Yeah. People.
No, Brett, don't
oh
you
my
dare.
God.
No.
Grace, go ahead.
No, I do. I feel bad for like the employees that will have to pay for or that will suffer the consequences of her stealing, but.
I
But
got
it's
it.
jewelry.
Nope.
It's hard for me to be like this savage criminal. Like she's stealing jewelry. Yeah, I think that she should pay for what she's done and she should serve some sort of time. But you know that if she does, she's going to be like in like the most fabulous character in an Orange Is the New Black with her own cell. And
I
like,
totally agree with you, and I get where you're
I don't
coming from
know.
too. It's like somehow, like I feel that way. Did anybody ever see Hell or High Water?
No,
It was about
I
bank
want to.
robbery, and they rob a bank for a good reason, and you don't feel bad
even
about
if
it
it's
at
a bad
all.
reason, a lot of us just side with people
Yes,
who pull
yeah.
off a heist.
Totally
Because
agree.
it takes a lot. I mean, I feel like terrorism is on the other side of that. But if it's stealing jewelry, it's like, you guys planned this out. It was a really good plot, and it's kind of cool. And you're right, the
sort of like-
disparity between like the people with shiny rocks that they sell.
And
for,
she's doing it specifically to support herself, as opposed to someone that might get the thrill out of it, like when
Even
Winona
if not.
Ryder did it.
I
Winona
would
Ryder did it, right?
It's the epic
She didn't
nature
need
of
that.
it. It's
She didn't
all
need
the
money.
extremes. That's like if it's a petty theft, we're like, I don't care. That's stupid. Impress me. This is like not just like high-priced robbery. This is also like old lady who's been doing it for decades. And
She needs help.
And who has finessed an actual skill.
No,
It is-
the bitch has been in prison a number
Enough
of times.
time,
I know,
right.
but she's still,
But still doing it.
She's
And you know
still
that
doing
affects
it.
her family. I don't know if she has like a family to this day, but like if my mom was going in and out of prison, I would have resentment, and that would affect the way I grow up.
For
so
sure.
there is a residual
Yes.
effect
Right.
to this.
And theft is bad. We're
Yeah.
not like,
Yeah.
like she's being celebrated on Twitter and social media for her successes in thievery, but theft is bad. And
Yeah.
yes, I agree with you, Brett. She should. I mean, you do the crime, you do the time.
Yeah.
But I do think it's amazing though how she's been able to just survive and exist and this be her life.
She's
and now she's
resilient.
I mean, yeah,
She owns
'Cause
it. She owns
It's
And
kind
that's
of
all
like
it-
a Robin Hood, except she keeps it all for herself, and
Right.
she's old, and it's not Robin Hood.
All right,
But
she
that's
gotta
what
go.
I'm thinking
she
of.
is stealing from the rich to give to herself.
Who's poor?
All right, yes, please, we want to know what you guys have to say about Miss Doris Payne, and we'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.